Hello, my name is Mr. Howard Yu. I've been teaching primary science for the past 20 years, and it is my passion and pleasure to help students from P3 to P6 to improve in their examination performance. As you can see here, this is my weekly schedule to help students from P3 all the way to P6 in their examinations competency. Last week, I did a simple operational test for my current group of students in this 2018 pre-term 3 prelim science review. Basically, I have drafted this exam paper to test how well prepared are my students in preparing for the school examinations, which is a prelim. Perhaps for most schools is 4 or 5 weeks down the road. So these exam questions are actually able to test your child's operational preparedness for the prelim examinations, and these are some of the questions in the test paper, and I'd like to perhaps highlight to you this very interesting question, which talks about the properties of wood being a poor conductor of heat, and how is it being used in this experiment. State the reason why the student need to complete the experiment over a short period of time. And I analyze the paper for the students and give the parents their feedback. For example, like this script which I have just marked, I have written down here to show parents what are the remediation action the child needs to take. For example, in this script, which I can use this platform to show the correct size. So in this case, Caitlin must increase her speed in answering, otherwise she would lose precious marks. Practice make perfect. And here the parents do sign after going through this script with the child. And there are also other questions which test the students' capability in memorizing important scientific concepts, which I have actually published a book to help students from P4 all the way to P6 to prepare for the examinations. And look at this question 1, which is a very commonly tested concept, like water gain heat from whatever the heat source or light intensity, and when the water gain heat, they will evaporate as water vapor, and the water vapor will lose heat to the cooler inner surface of whatever the plastic sheet to form tiny water droplets. And also, as you can see in 1 and 2, is of similar concepts. So what I teach is to help students to understand the concepts and apply it to various situations. For example, even like question 3, as you can see here, which is a very common phenomenon when we exit from a cooler environment or a place with lower temperature to a place with higher temperature, the glass here will fog. And these are scenarios where students will be taught. And also with this capability of this online teaching, I can even show students some interesting video clip, especially relating to this very commonly tested PSLE questions about collecting fresh water from seawater, as you can see here. Like in this case, students are to describe how water was obtained in a cup, because the seawater, they gain heat from the sun, and the water vapor would condense here due to the cooler inner surface, and then they form tiny water droplets. Gravity will pull the water droplets down here. So you can see quite interestingly in this book of mine, there this QR code where the student can scan, and this will link them to view an interesting video clip, which I'm going to show you now.
So while we wait, here's a little bush survival trick.
Yeah, the one thing about bush survival, especially if you're stuck in the bush or bogged or places like the salt pans here, they could kill you in a heartbeat. And if you don't have fresh water, that's the one thing that you're not going to last long without. Food, if you're a bit of a big guy, you can go for a month easy. But water, in the hot sun, you'd probably last about 4 days. And by the 3rd day, your brain's probably not working real well either. By then it's over. So I've learned over the years some few techniques to get fresh water out of a barren, salt, heat-encrusted wasteland. I'm going to get some vegetation in there. Now I've chosen this vegetation because one, the greenness of the leaves, and two, the broadness of these leaves. If you look at that leaf, that means that leaf has a lot of moisture, or this tree carries a lot of moisture, because it requires a lot of moisture for that leaf to survive on that tree. So we get as much of the vegetation in there as we can. Now what I've got here is I've got a bucket of seawater. Now, that's a truckload of moisture. That's going to help as well. So I'm going to pour a bucket of seawater in there as well. So this cup is going to be my collection point, and it's going to sit down in the middle. All right, now I need some plastic. So I've got a massive sheet of plastic here. I only want one layer of it.
Secure the plastic sheet.
All right. So that now, we're going to sit that. We'll leave that overnight. There's a lot of dew around in the mornings as well, so that's going to help with the cause. And that, hopefully, will have a lot of fresh water in it. Have a lot of water in that cup, and that's what will keep us alive. We need water. Look at that. There's a lot of water there. So you can see the condensation, and all it does is trickle down to the centre and into my cup. I've even caught myself a lizard.
There's a lizard there.
Here, little fella. You're all right, mate. That's it, you fire up. All right, mate, you're good to go. You go over there. He's in that cup, and remember, I poured salt water into there and leaves, and that's it. And there you go. I reckon that's probably about 250 mils of pure fresh water. That would help you out in the situation if you needed moisture, because remember, dehydration will kill you in days. You can live without food for ages, but dehydration, no. Your organs will shut down and it's all over.
So you can see through this platform, I can engage students to be able to understand what they learn can be applied to real life situations. So time is short. You can ask your child to come to try and be tested if they are well prepared for their prelim examinations. And also you can purchase this book of mine, which can be purchased online or through direct order. Inside this book, students will be able to see the various important concepts and also the key topics covered, what examiners require them to know. For example, in this very interesting explanation of key examination terms, like what is described, explain, state, is well taught in this book. So your child can come to purchase this book or to be assessed of his operational readiness to do perhaps the prelim or the school examinations paper. So these are some of the track record of my previous students under my coaching. As you can see, this child actually he joins the intensive training for a short period of time, and he managed to get an A star for his science. His name is Jaden. He passed the 2016 PSLE, and after coming shortly. And also here there's a group of students from this school where they came for a one-day intensive training after the SA1. So as you can see here, the SA1 result is being shown here before my training, and after the one-day course, at this column is their better performance for the SA2. Most of them made significant improvement after this so-called one-day training. So I believe that with the right concepts, the students can like and enjoy science naturally, their results will improve. So you can contact me through the phone number listed in the contact number here, 8268-5299, 8268-5299, or you can visit the oneacademy.asia. So I sincerely welcome you to give me a call so that I can help your child to achieve his or her maximum potential in science. And thank you very much. This is Mr. Yu sending my greetings. Goodbye.